is Rebecca Shoptaw, and I'm the writer, director, producer, cinematographer, editor, and various other things for Middlemarch the series. So the idea for the show came when I was sitting in my Victorian novel class last spring, and I was just sort of, we were reading Middlemarch for class, and I was just sort of like, this would be really cool as a web series. And then over the summer, at some point I remembered that idea and I started planning it out, and then sort of once I'd gotten a lot of the plot laid down and figured out ways that I could do things, then I started actually writing it, and I wrote it for the rest of the summer, and then when I got back to school in the fall, we started casting and started filming. We filmed a whole lot in the fall, and we filmed a whole lot in the spring, and now we're here. Oh my god, that's like my favorite child. So many of these questions are gonna be like my favorite child. Oh man, okay, there are two. There's that early episode that is Fred and Max, where Fred is wearing the succulent shirt, and I think that one might have been one of my favorite to film, just because like that was the first day I had with those actors, and there's one moment right at the end of the episode where I was like, oh, this works. And that was just like really exciting and wonderful. So yeah, I'd say that. And then the other one is the montage, of course, with Dot and Billy. Later on, there's some rain. That was just so much fun to film, and the improv for that was just fantastic. And that was one of the ones where like my cinematography was a lot more improvisational than it normally is, so that was really fun. And not all the characters fit into this, obviously, but sort of like the main group of them all really get stuck in their own heads and in their own thoughts, and sort of tend to misread what's going on in the world around them, wanting it to be the way that they want it to be. And I think they also tend to be a little bit too idealistic, or I guess a better way of putting it would be like they are waiting for they sort of put off their present happiness for some imagined happiness in the future that they don't quite know how to reach. So there's that. And I think best traits, everyone said this in their interviews, but they just really care about each other. I mean, and there's so much love that you can feel between so many of the characters. Yeah, they just really want the best for each other, I think. And that's true of pretty much everyone. And they're not often that great at showing how much they care about each other or acting on how much they care about each other, but they really do care about each other, which is important. And I think that they all, some especially, but they all really grow, and I think where they end up at the end of the show is a really good place to be. So, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, Fred and Max. Yeah, they're so cute, and I really love the way that the dynamic works. I think that they balance each other out in a way that I have not really seen a lot of characters balance each other out before, and that's really wonderful. And I just love them a lot. It's fine. Billy. I mean, she even like wears all of my clothes. But yeah, that moody, not straight art student vibe is just very relatable. So yeah, I would have to say her. Yeah, it's just been so totally different from things that I've done before. I mean, partly just technically, you know, a lot of static tripod shots using an actual light kit, and also just like lots of dialogue, which is pretty new for me. A lot of like dialogue driven scenes rather than sort of like montages and things, and I've been sort of teaching myself how to like not cut, which is great for editing. And then just sort of in a broader sense, and this is really part of why I want to do it, is it's let me develop characters over time, and really like flesh out fictional people in a way that like you just can't really make happen in a short film. So yeah, that's been very cool. Oh my god, I mean, the actors. But yeah, they're gonna see this and they're gonna know how much I care about them. But I do, it's one thing when you're sitting in your room by yourself just writing these screenplays and sort of having your head fill up with this world of imaginary people, but it is another thing entirely when you get to see this wonderful, wonderful group of people start to make it all real. I mean, and I've just had so much fun working with everyone. I think we've had a great time on set, and it's been really kind of amazing to see all the characters and the people kind of merge to the point where, like, I cannot imagine anyone else playing these parts. I'm excited for everything, but I think the like goal that I've set myself for the release, which I feel like is achievable, because it's always like it's easy to get like overwhelmed by numbers and things or comparisons or whatever, but like the one thing that I'm really hoping for is that people start to talk about the characters like they're real, you know, like I hope so-and-so gets together with so-and-so, or like I hate so-and-so so much, or like so-and-so is my favorite, or something like that, where it's just sort of like, I guess, just people entering into the fictional world is not something that's happened a lot for stuff that I made before, and would just be like so incredible. So yeah, I think that is what I am the most excited for. Yeah, thank you so much. It really means the world to me that you're watching it, and I hope you like it. Yeah.